Give me a status report. How's Errol looking in this camp, man? How is it?
He's looking good, man. His weight looks like it's down. He looks he's ripped up, man. He's ready to go.
Yeah.
Physically strong. He's good.
Is there a difference you've seen in this camp compared to the other ones?
You know what? I think that all of them are similar, right? But I think like there's a little bit more veracity in this. You know what I mean? Like a little bit more, you know, when we spawn the guys, it's like a little bit more ferociousness. You know what I mean? So I think that he's really trying to, he wants to fight. He's kind of wanted for a while. So I think that you get what you want, you have to make the best of the opportunity.
How is a more ferocious Errol look like in camp? You being his trainer, like what I guess is that little difference?
I think a more ferocious Errol, when like we work out, we hit the mitts or something, I have an ice pack on my shoulder. You know what I mean? So it's like, but like we work today on the mitts and we work for like 25 minutes. Then he's like, give me 15 minutes more. So it's like, so 25 minutes, no break. So then he's like,
no break, it's nonstop on the mitts, 25 minutes.
Then he says, give me another 15 minutes. So it's like, get another 15, 40 minutes. So it's like, I have to be in shape for that. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah. That's a lot of work, man.
Jeez, wow. A lot of people have said that they feel the difference maker in this fight is one, who wants it more, and two, who's just in the better condition, the better shape for this fight.
Yeah, I think both of them would be in great tip top condition. Crawford, he trains in Colorado, so the altitude always helps or whatever. I think it'd be good for both. I mean, Errol is training 105-degree, 110-degree weather every day. So I think that they both. One of them kind of like helps you with your lungs and your breathing. Another one helps you with mentally pushing through that. I mean, so it's like it's two different situations, two different circumstances.
Is this the most tuned in, the most conditioned, the strongest and sharpest Errol you've seen so far?
I mean, I don't know, because he's always tuned in and sharp. You know what I mean? Strong. I just think that this one, this one is the one he initially when we started training, this is the one he said he wanted. Like he wanted to be undisputed champion. It's not about Terence Crawford, it's about him getting one more belt. Just like Jermall, he said, I want to be undisputed champion. So okay, let's go get it. And so it's very similar. Two guys who basically had their own personal dreams and aspirations. I'm just very fortunate enough that I could be a part of it and like help them get to what it needs to be.
The sparrings, Derrick, how have those like gone? Can you let us in on a little bit of details of that?
It's just tough sparring. It's like these guys are tough, very, very athletic, very mobile, very fast, quick, physically strong guys. I mean, so it's like, it's good. It's good sparring, man. Really good sparring. You guys are tough, So you really need that toughness to like push you to be sharp and to be better.
You know, crafting a plan for Crawford, I've always wondered, like, man, like how does one like even go about it because of his ability to switch stances? Has that been difficult to craft a plan because he switched stances?
No, I think you just watch him at his best, man. You just watch him do it at his best, and you just look at him and see how great he is, and kind of think about it. And I mean, you just kind of see how good he is, and what he does, and the switching. You know what I mean? And you kind of just build from there.
Has this been like I don't know, have you ever prepared for a fighter like this, like a Crawford with that skill set in your personal career, in your career as a trainer? Like, have you ever encountered someone like that?
Kell Brook was a switcher. Kell Brook switched. One other guy. Oh yeah, it was Leonard Bundle switched up too. And so, we know how those ended. But yeah, they switched. Both of them. Kell Brook really switched like once, maybe twice, and he never did it again. Bundu didn't get the opportunity to, but he was a switcher. And then so I mean Crawford, I think he's a great fighter, man. I think he's very tough, and I think that he has a chip on his shoulder. You know what I mean? So that's the thing about it.
Do you guys feel
So
that he's gonna? I'm sorry about that, Derek. Go ahead.
I think he always feel like he has something to prove, which he doesn't, but I guess he does.
Mm. Do you guys feel that he's gonna fight one way or the other? Like if he's gonna stick with fighting southpaw the whole fight?
I think he may stick with what works with him the best, works for him the best. You know what I mean? Like if something's working, I think he'll stick with it. The smart person sticks with it. I mean, so I think that's what I would do. I mean, I would say, okay, if it's working, keep working on it, keep pushing it.
Mm. I'm so excited for this fight, Derek. Honestly, like I have so many scenarios going on in my head about like what happens, like how is Crawford going to respond if Errol keeps his work rate up and cuts the ring off and it's just throwing. Like on the other hand, I think like, well, Crawford's counterpunching. Like you got to be careful about that. Like, what do you think of
Well,
all that?
Errol counterpunches also, but Errol counterpunches sharper. So I think that I mean, it's gonna be a good fight, man. I think Crawford's a great fighter. I think that he's a great fighter, and I think that you see him the way he fought Sean Porter. He fought him, and then he really he fought him, and it's I think it's a good thing. I mean, but then he kind of played it back to where he kind of slowed the pace down, slowed the tempo down to the way that he wanted to with his distance, and I think that's what you know. He's a good fighter. I mean, he's very calculated, and he's a great fighter. So you just got to kind of like prepare for all these different scenarios. So I prepare for scenarios. I prepare for situations. So it's not like this round I'm going to do this round. No, we're going to do everything in the round. We're going to do whatever he does, offset whatever he does, whatever or do our best to do that. But I mean, he's a good fighter. I mean, you never really because it's all hypothetical because you don't know what he's really gonna do, and you do know that he's gonna fight you, and you do know that he's gonna fight his fight or do his best to fight his fight. And I mean, you don't know how he's gonna react to the pressure. I mean, you don't know because I mean, none of the guys he ever fought punch as hard as Errol, and they say that Crawford can punch. I mean, I think he does, but I mean. We never fought anybody punches hard as Errol. God, it breaks your face, breaks your ribs, breaks your, over the bone. I mean, so that's something that's different, so we'll see.
Do you feel based on the way you've seen Errol train and what you just said right now that we see a stoppage in this fight?
I mean, I don't know that. I never say that. I never say that because I never know. I mean, I never know how it's gonna go. I know that I think that our last fight probably was the toughest guy in boxing. Meaning that the man of all men in boxing, just to be able to take broken ribs, broken over the bone, broken nose, and still be fighting. I think that's a different kind of guy. I don't know if there's that many guys left like that in the world, especially in boxing. And so, I don't think he'll be the same fighter anymore. But
Oh, you don't think Terence will be the same fighter after this?
I'm talking about Ugas.
Ugas. Ah, okay.
But I think at the same time, I think that not a lot of people are tough. So we'll see if he is, tougher than that guy.
When talking to other trainers and other people, they mentioned about Crawford's IQ and his ability to kind of improv in the ring.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think that, like I said, I see what he does. I see his abilities. I see that, I mean, I see he's a good fighter. I mean, I see, I think that but I think that, Hey, he's been great, and I mean, because I mean, I'm not gonna go too far into what my beliefs are, but I mean, he's been great. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that, you know, he's been good.
In your opinion, Derrick, what makes the difference in this fight? What separates Errol from Terence in this?
I just think that it's so much about the development of Errol Spence. I always say like it's development of Errol Spence. I mean, the tougher challenges, the fights that I mean, it's been several fights, but we were supposed to lose. They thought we were gonna lose Kell Brook fight. I mean, people like, oh, Mikey was gonna beat us. You know what I mean? And somebody said they won't know what kind of fighter we really are until we fight Sean Porter. They even said Ugas because Ugas beat Pacquiao. I mean, so it's like, you know, it's cool to be like it's okay to be, because everybody thinks you're the underdog, even now. But it's like we've been the underdog, even though he's been breaking people's faces and ribs and knocking them out, and he's still been an underdog. So it's like it's cool. You know what I mean? Like I think that being underdog, I mean, we don't have a problem with that because I mean everybody on this level. There's not a lot of people on this level. Crawford, some other fighters are. Everybody's been doubted. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's cool, man. And even the people, even the boxing people who say we're gonna lose, they've been doubted. So I mean, I would just like LL Cool J just said, man, I like both of them. I want to see a good fight. He answered it smart. Everybody else chose to say whatever they wanted to say, and it's cool. I mean, but you have to live with that.
You're gonna rub it in their faces if you guys win?
Nah, man, I'm a grown man. This is like this out. This is like you don't because it's like this. Everybody knows what they said, and this not an if. I don't live my life on if. I couldn't make it this far in life, Marco. So be ifing, hoping. Hope is not a plan. So
I like
hope
that.
strategy. So it's like, nah, man. It's like you can't make it so far in life and not still be hoping and wishing. You gotta have some definitive. Gotta have some definites. So I push all definiteness. I mean, so I mean, when we win, I'm not gonna say anything. I don't care. I mean, they ain't mean anything. They didn't mean anything to me before the fight. They don't mean less to me after the fight. I mean, it doesn't matter to me.
If Errol wins the fight and he becomes a undisputed champion, would this be the last fight at 147 pounds for you
Possibly,
guys? Yeah.
possibly. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's up to him, but possibly, yeah, I think so. I think I heard him say that.
What would happen then with Jermall being at 154? I would imagine Jermall would move up then, right?
Well, Jamel could fight 160. I mean,
Yeah.
with Jamel, I mean, he could, I mean, we talked about that a little bit, so he could fight 160 or whatever, so we'll see.
Yeah, because I would imagine everyone would just move up a division because Maul's
Right.
already talking about moving up to, well, he was going to move up to 168 to fight Canelo. So I would think that scenario kind of is convenient. Spence goes to 54, Mel goes to 60, Maul goes to 68. But if you have a winner in Mel, he might stay at 68. If he wins the undisputed title 168, is he staying at 168?
You keep on saying if, man, I'm at stop.
Okay.
You're not, you're not going to get me to even acknowledge your ifs.
No ifs, no more ifs.
The way I'm going to answer the question. Hey, man, look, think about this. When you started doing this, right, and you started with ifs. Do this if I get, and when you get to this point, you're gonna do this and do that. You're not ifing now.
No, but you know what? Honestly, like I always saw this as I have to make this work because I have nothing else, and I literally had nothing else. Like I was like on unemployment and like was just doing odd jobs, and I didn't get paid for like the first 6 years of doing this, to be honest. So like I had this was my only plan. So like I had to make this work.
Right. So it's like I said, but that was when you were ifing. You're not ifing today. You're definite. So I can't.
I like that.
you can't even if in your own life. So you don't if in mine, and don't if me. I'm a winner. When I'm a winner, and I mean, and I'm not saying I'm a winner. I said I'm the guy that says when we do this, when I do this, I mean, come on, man. You know, I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah,
saying
yeah.
you have to be positive because, like, you see, I'm all about the kids, right? So I can't be lying to them if I'm kind of skeptical about my own situation. I have to, you know, I have to be positive
Mm.
and believe.
Believe that's very, very true, man. If you don't believe, you won't achieve.
That's right.
That's very, very true. Just one last report on Errol. What's left to do in this camp?
Hey, it's just all about just keeping it tight and keeping the focus and just keeping him just constantly growing. I mean, it's like the thing about fighting fighters and boxing matches and having guys is that each day in an opponent, you can see something different. So you have to be very versatile and not locked into something in particular until even the day of, you say, damn, I didn't see that. And, okay, let's do this. But you have to be able to work with so many different scenarios and situations that you just put this in there, put that in there, fill this up. So you kind of like, so let's do this when he does this, gonna do this one, does this, gonna do that. So it's like, hey man, he's looking good and
I
strong.
can't wait. I can't
Very,
wait. Strong, very strong.
and I know Crawford's strong. I mean, nobody's saying he isn't. I mean, I'm never gonna be the guy that said, oh man, he's not strong. He knocked out the people that he was fighting against. You know what I mean? So he had to be. They didn't take a dive. He really beat him. So I think it's real.
I'll end it on this. The night of the fight, July 29th. What do you
Yeah,
think will be the story of the fight? What do you think when it's all said and done is going to be like people are going to be saying, wow, talking about?
I think it's gonna be more like Hagler and Hearns than anything else.
You think they're going to go at it right away?
I think that they may try. I mean, I think that it could be 12. I'm gonna say it like this: if it's a 12-round fight, it could be like 9 rounds like that.
Jeez, wow.
After the filling out process, whatever,
Hmm.
I think that it has the possibility to, you know, be that type of fight. I mean, I think that, but I think at the same time, I think that Crawford's gonna try to box him. And you gotta, you know, if you let, I always say, and this is what I say about anything in life. If you let an individual be themselves, they'll be phenomenal. If you let them be who they really are, they'll be phenomenal. So you have to do your best to disrupt them and throw them off, and not let them be themselves. Because if you let them sit back and just watch you and pick you off, it's gonna be phenomenal. So you have to find a way to not let them be the individual, the great individual that they are. And that's with everything in life.
So
Football.
based on that, for Errol to be Errol, Errol's going to come right at him and just put the pressure on and have him feel that.
Well, I don't know. I'm just saying is that even for Crawford has a way to not let Errol be himself. You know what I'm saying? And we have to find a way to not let Crawford be as great as he really is. I mean, so it's like it could be a back and forth. You know what I
Oh
mean?
my
It could be
God. If
a
it's
situation.
9 rounds of back and forth, holy crap, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think it can be. I mean, I think that, but if it's 9 rounds of back and forth, it won't go the distance because the arrow punches really hard.
Mm.
Crawford can punch hard, but I think he hadn't fought anybody who punches hard as Arrow. That's the difference. We probably fought somebody that punches hard as he has.
I think we're going to see something very special from both of them.
Oh yeah, no doubt. That's what I'm saying. I think that it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be like, listen, it's gonna be. This is a heck of a year of boxing. I mean, so it's gonna be amazing. I mean, with Benavidez fight, Caleb Plant fight, and and
Ryan
then
and Tank,
Ryan and Tank, and then
this
Errol
one,
and Jamel.
Haney and Lomachenko.
Well, that was a good fight, but it was like controversial. So
Yeah, it
like that.
was.
I
It,
mean, people's perspective, it doesn't count because it was controversial. but had it not been any, I don't know how it could be or whatever, because I really didn't watch the fight. I wanted to watch it, but I was out of my daughter's birthday party, so I But yeah, but I think all these other fights, yeah, I mean, we'll see, man. We'll see. Okay, yeah, boxing.
Heck of a year for you. Imagine if you get wins in all those fights. You get an undisputed at 147, an undisputed at 168. You get AJ to the title. You get Ryan to the title. What a year for you if you're able to do that.
You said you said
Oh,
it twice.
if. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
If you do, hey, listen, you cannot think about it. You can't dwell on this situation, and if I do this, I mean, like, you have to be like, okay, when, because how do you make it somewhere if you tiptoeing? I want to step here because you may no, you gotta step like you're supposed to be here. You know what I mean? Like, and you have to know it. So it's like, it's okay. But it's okay. I'm gonna keep working with you. So if you want to keep ifing in your life, don't put it in my life.
Okay.
It's not a plan. It's not a strategy.
Would you retire from boxing? Because that's a heck of a way to leave.
But not this year, but maybe in like the next, 2 or 3 years. Not 3 or 4, whenever Ryan, Frank them do whatever, because they're the young ones. I'm out. See, this is my nonprofit. My working with the kids in the community. That's really what I'm phasing to. Like, easy, I already got the nonprofit thing going, working with the kids, the Boys and Girls Club, and the kids in my community. So that's really what it's all about. But boxing gives me let me see, it kind of makes it more legitimate, right? And then really what I'm really doing is working with the kids, so it's kind of cool, but yeah, so I'm phasing on the way.
Okay, so first I apologize because I said we were going to end it, but now that you said that, it popped in my mind. How much longer do you want to be a trainer then, Derrick? If you're saying you're already starting to transition to that, like, do you have a number in mind?
Well, like, man, maybe Ryan, and whenever, however much longer they fight. I mean,
so you want to keep your guys when they finish their careers. That's when you're probably like, maybe it's the right time. Did I say it again? Did I say it?
Be wait. I didn't hear you. I'm just saying I'm gonna be waving.
Oh, you're gonna be waving. Okay.
when they're like, okay, we're going, okay, bye. I'm ready to go too.
I'm ready to go too. It's like, let's go together. We out.
It's so everything like it's so hard to be so consistent for so many years. Like about with Errol, Jermall, for the last 4 years, to have the only trainer in the world with 2 unified champs, and then Jermall becomes undisputed. So it's like it's difficult. It's tough to be so consistent. Then bring in AJ, and then have Frank come in. Frank, then AJ, then Ryan. Yeah, it's very difficult to continue to be so consistent. You know what I mean? That's not a reason to get out, but I think that it's just like you phase out of what you do because you do what you really want to do. It's like you get to the point where you do what you really want to do. You do what what you feel like. My key is to make a difference with the kids and community. So boxing is just something that gives me more visibility to get more people involved with what I'm doing on the nonprofit, with the kids. But yeah, man, hey man, you get in, you get out, and I'm going to put it like this. I'm not going to be known for boxing in the next 5, 6, 7 years. I'll be like, you look like that guy that used to be. No, not me.
That's not me. Who are you talking about? I don't know who you're talking about.
The kids in the Boys and Girls Club.
Man, that's great, Derrick. That's really awesome, man. Because a lot of people have a hard time leaving the sport.
They fall in love with celebrity. They fall in love with the limelight. They fall in love with the idea. Like I was telling AJ today, I said that being great You have to fall in love with the work, not the idea, right? Not the idea of being great. You have to fall in love with the work to become great.
Hmm.
So, it's like you have to fall in love with the idea of helping and giving back and doing this and doing that. Not necessarily, like social media or whatever, like it's like the hype of that. Nah, I'm in the hood, man. I'm really in the streets for real with the kids and stuff. So yeah.
That's great work. Your foundation, Derrick James Family Foundation. I'll find a link and I'll put it in the description when I release this interview. Derrick, man, as always, I appreciate it. Thank you for giving me time. Thank you so much. Get
Thank
some
you.
rest. I know you're a busy dude, man. Get some sleep. I appreciate
Thank you. Appreciate it.
it.